There are 3 different ratings within this standard that every bag is given. So there is a comfort rating, a limit rating, and an extreme rating. The extreme basically is you will survive in this sleeping bag at this temperature. You're not going to be loving life though. It's going to be a little chilly. So comfort, obviously, you're going to be comfortable. Limit is something a little bit more, it's kind of the limit of where you're comfortable, and then extreme, obviously, you're not comfortable, but you're alive. So those are the 3 different standards. And we do give those to these bags. You know, the comfort rating is what's shown on all the bags. So 30 degree on this nocturne right here. That means that this is going to be, you're going to be comfortable at 30 degrees. You're probably going to be alive at like -10. I don't know exactly what it is on this bag off the top of my head, but all that information is provided for you guys, at least in our catalog and on your guys' website. Obviously, you guys can see kind of what separates our bags from the competition just by looking at these. The shape is obviously very unique. These are our spoon-shaped bags. The reasoning behind this is not everybody sleeps like this. Not everybody sleeps like a mummy. So this allows your knees to kind of move around a little bit. The fabric on these does stretch and give a little bit, not a lot, just enough to kind of keep you comfortable, keep you moving around. The other thing that we have that really separates us is this little flap right here. Instead of having a draft collar, we have this little guy right here. It allows you to kind of bring it up, snuggle up with it a little bit, keeps you a little bit, a little bit more comfortable. Or you can just keep it out if it's nice and hot. Doesn't have to be in there. But that's one of those things that I was talking about livability in the backcountry. Keeping you a little bit more comfortable, making this a little bit more like your bed, so you're not in a coffin all night. We've all been there before, and I'll tell you, after sleeping in one of these, you'll never want to go back. The other thing that I want to talk about with our sleeping bags is the difference between duck down and goose down. Okay, there was a very negative stigma on duck down until very recently, and that's starting to change. We have been using primarily duck down from the get-go with our sleeping bags, which we launched a little over 2 years ago now. Now, I don't know if you guys know anything about the differences between duck and goose, but honestly, there aren't many. It's all down comes from the food industry. I don't know if you guys knew that. People are eating ducks, people are eating geese. That's where all the loft in our bags and your comfort at home is coming from. And one of the main reasons that we're going with duck is because in terms of standard, in terms of fill power, be it 850, 700, what have you, the same standards are kept between duck and geese. Okay, so an 850 fill power duck down is going to be just as high of quality as 850 goose. Okay, the main reason that we go with duck is because everything is still kept to the same standards. The quality is still incredibly high, and yet a lot more people eat ducks than eat geese, and so it's a lot easier to come by, and it helps keep the cost down a little bit for us and for the customer. So that's kind of the reasoning behind that. As I said, there was a very negative stigma on duck down until very recently, until people really start to realize that there's no difference. It happens to be a different bird, but the feathers are still fantastic and held to the exact same quality standards as anything else out there. When it comes to our bags, obviously different temperature ratings, be it a 30, which is going to have a little bit more fill power, or a 15 or a 30, which is going to have less fill power. The 15 will have more. We also do synthetic bags, once again using high quality synthetic, which is going to be Primaloft in this case. Primaloft is really just the best material out there when it comes to synthetic fill. In terms of compressibility, keeping things light, Primaloft is really it, and so that's what we're utilizing. Once again, still utilizing a lot of the exact same features as our down bags. We have this nice, comfy, draft blanket collar thing. Really, really awesome. There's also a little bit of extra loft right up near the head that gives you kind of a little bit more cushioning up there.